Hey everybody. The other day I saw a pretty good article online that actually talks about PC sales, and this article pretty much nailed it perfectly. This article explained opinion-based reasons behind why PC sales have been in decline. And of course, for those who don't know, PC sales have been in decline, and in recent years have been in a much larger decline. And think of it like this, such as like with TVs. For many, many years, TVs hadn't really improved a whole lot. But then we had the introduction of the high-definition TV. And when those HD TVs came out, people were rapidly buying new TVs to replace their old ones. So TV sales went up for quite a bit. You can kind of think of it this way with PC sales. From like 1995, when Windows 95 came out, through, let's say, I don't know, 2005, 2007, PCs were improving at a very, very fast rate. Like, you would buy a system one year, and then the next year, there'd be something a whole lot better out. Now, that's still pretty much the case nowadays, but we're talking about the average user who does, like, let's say, Microsoft Word, spreadsheets, internet browsing, that kind of stuff. We're not talking about gamers. But let's say back in, let's say 95, you had Windows 95 that came out in August of that year. We had the Pentium processor. Memory amounts were not very big. Compared to nowadays, memory amounts then were very small. And hard drives were not very high capacity back then. And over that time span, from then to now, the amount of hard drive space has really increased. The processing power has rapidly increased. The amount of installed memory has rapidly increased. Windows has improved over the years versus now versus then. So people were rapidly buying computers to replace their old ones. But in the past few years, computers that you would buy, let's say like in 2005, 2006, can do a lot of things nowadays that the brand new ones can do. Touches your internet browsing, your spreadsheets, your Word, that kind of stuff, and do it pretty well. A good example to state here would be many computers made in like 05 or 06 can run Windows 7, no problem at all. Maybe with just a memory upgrade. Sometimes in their stock configuration, they can run Windows 7, Windows 8, no problem. So you got to think of it like this: people have held on to computers much longer. They're like TVs now. People hang on to them until they break or till they decide to get a new one. So people are not going out and buying computers anywhere near as often. Now I'm referring to OEM machines. And here's another way to think of it. Let's say since the year 2000, it has become much easier to build your own computer. Look at the situation here. All three of the main desktop systems in this house are not HPs, Dells, Compacts, whatever. They're custom built. I built them myself. Many of the parts came from Newegg. Some of the parts came from other places. But the computers did not come from Best Buy or Walmart. They were custom built myself. So many people nowadays are taking the initiative to build their own computers the way they like them. A lot more than they used to. So when you build your own computer, that also accounts for a decrease in PC sales for OEM systems. Now here's exactly what I want to talk about in this video. Is the media seems like it's everything seems tablet or smartphone first, computer second nowadays. If you go to Microsoft's website and look up Windows 8.1, it'll on the actual web page, it'll show somewhere in there it says about check out these new Windows 8.1 tablets and computers. They're putting tablets first before computers. And if you look at directions for like Windows 8 and Windows 8.1 on how to get to places, they're putting the words tap and swipe before click and drag. Now, let me go and talk about tablets a little bit. As I mentioned earlier about TVs and computers, when a new technology comes out or a technology improves at a rapid pace to where people really would like to have, you're going to see a good bit of sales in that particular field. So you got to think about it like this: with tablets and smartphones, yeah, they're at a pretty high amount of sales right now because like every time you turn around, something new's coming out. And tablets are a relatively new technology. More or less, when the iPad came out, it was like it was like a new thing. Now, the iPad was not the first tablet, PC. Microsoft had their own idea of tablets back in the early 2000s. Windows XP even had a version for tablets, but that never really caught on. But when the iPad came out, it was something that everybody wanted to have. So you had rapid sales of the Apple iPads. You had rapid sales of, let's say, iPhones and all the other smartphones. And you have rapid sales of other tablets. So it seems like the media and everything seems to believe that everybody is ditching their computers and going for tablets and phones. That's not really the case. I mean, these tablets and phones are great for when you're on the go. I mean, they're a new technology. They're mobile devices. So yeah, you're going to have rapid sales on them. It doesn't mean people are ditching their computers and ditching their laptops and stuff and using these tablets and phones as their primary only use devices. Now, there are some people out there that have actually ditched their computers for these things, and I can't really say I'm not going to say anything about it because I don't really see the whole idea. Like, for instance, we got a 20-inch display here. Why would I give up this 20-inch display and this 19-inch display together for like a little smartphone that goes from about here to here? How much sense does that make? Why give up my mouse and my keyboard for a little touchscreen? That's just me. But it seems like nowadays the media and I don't know, even Microsoft doesn't seem to quite understand it. I mean, look at Windows 8 and Windows 8.1. They have taken a tablet interface and tried their best to force it upon computers with mice and keyboards. And I mean, just because tablets and phones are selling rapid right now doesn't mean that people are ditching their computers and people are not using computers anymore. Like I said, many of these people that have these tablets and phones have computers that are probably 5 or 6 years old. They probably have computers that they bought when Windows 7 come out or when Windows Vista come out. I mean, you got to think like this: like 30% of all PCs right now still run Windows XP. So we're looking at computers that were purchased between, let's say, 2001 through 2006. 30% of PCs out there, I mean, a pretty close number to that are from that time frame. I mean, there's a lot of computers out there that are like 8 to 10 years old that are still in service right now. People just don't want to replace their computers. And of course they're buying these new tablets and phones because it's a new technology and it's pretty neat for when you're on the go. So anyways, that's kind of my opinions and basically what this website mentioned about PC sales and everything. Now, I can't actually remember where I saw this at, otherwise I post a link in the description. But anyways, any questions or comments, feel free to ask, and thanks for watching.